All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. New Delhi and Thimpu to take bilateral cooperation beyond the hydropower sector. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's cooperation in Bhutan's 5-year plan to continue. Restrictions further eased in Jammu Kashmir, landline phones in Valley restored, primary schools to reopen tomorrow. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu says abrogation of Article 370 aimed at reducing regional disparity and improving administrative efficiency. Floods and heavy rain lash several parts of North India, affecting normal life. India win gold at the Under-12 Asian Tennis Team Championship in Kazakhstan. And in hockey, Indian men beat Malaysia 6-0 in the opening encounter at the Olympic Test event in Tokyo. India and Bhutan have agreed to take the bilateral ties to new heights and take the cooperation beyond the hydropower sector. The result came during the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meetings with the Bhutanese leadership. Briefing media in Thimpu, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale said that both the countries desire to strengthen science, technology and education links. He said India will be happy to assist Bhutan in the health sector, which is its priority. Mr. Gokhale said the first day of Mr. Modi was very fulfilling.
The two leaders agreed that we need to move beyond these sectors, the traditional sectors of cooperation, to look at new areas of healthcare, education, science and technology. And it was therefore agreed that we will maintain close contact, close liaison to see how we can encourage bilateral cooperation in these areas.
Earlier, Mr. Modi held talks with his Bhutanese counterpart Dr. Lote Tshering in Thimpu yesterday. They reviewed the entire gamut of the bilateral relations and ways and means to further enhance it. Later, both the leaders launched various projects. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Bhutanese counterpart, Dr. Lote Tshering, at the Simthoka Dajong in Thimpu, inaugurated Mangre Chu hydroelectric power plant. They released a commemorative stamp to mark the 50 years of Indo-Bhutan hydropower relations. Both the leaders also unveiled the inauguration plaque of the ground station for South Asian satellite. Prime Minister Modi launched RuPay card in Bhutan by making a purchase at Simthoka Dajong. The two sides also signed 10 MOUs in the field of science, technology, engineering and other sectors. Later in a press statement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said Bhutan has a special place in the hearts of 130 crore Indians. He said it is a privilege of India that it is a major partner in the development of Bhutan, and its cooperation in Bhutan's 5-year plan will continue taking care of Bhutan's priority.
भूटान की पंचवर्षीय योजनाओं में भारत का सहयोग आपकी इच्छाओं और प्राथमिकताओं के आधार पर आगे भी जारी रहेगा। साथियों, हाइड्रो पावर हमारे दोनों देशों के बीच सहयोग का महत्वपूर्ण क्षेत्र है। दोनों देशों ने मिलकर भूटान की नदियों की शक्ति को बिजली में ही नहीं, पारस्परिक समृद्धि में भी बदला है। मुझे विश्वास है कि हम अन्य परियोजनाओं को भी तेजी से आगे ले जाएंगे।
Mr. Modi arrived in Paro on a 2-day visit to Bhutan yesterday. Our correspondent covering the Prime Minister's visit reports that the children and youth queued up with Indian and Bhutanese flags along most of the 50-kilometer-long road from Paro and Thimpu to greet Mr. Modi.
For much of its history, Bhutan has preserved its isolation from the outside world and keeping out of international organizations and maintaining a few bilateral relations. But its relationship with India is unique. It's a special time-tested friendship which is anchored in mutual understanding and respect. It is reinforced by shared cultural heritage and strong people-to-people links. So much so that India allocates funds for Bhutan in its 5-year plan. With Prime Minister Modi's second visit to Bhutan, that too so early in his second tenure, and the results taken in his meetings with the Bhutanese leadership, the relationship is bound to go beyond hydroelectric power. Science, technology, education, space and health sectors will also be priority now. Naseem Naqvi, AIR News, Thimpu.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the students of the Royal University of Bhutan in Thimpu today. The address will also be attended by ministers, members of parliament and senior officials of the royal government of Bhutan. Our correspondent reports that the students of the university are looking forward for the Prime Minister's address.
My name is Guru Prasad. I am a student of College of Natural Resources. I am studying Master in Development Practice, and today I am very happy to have an audience with His Excellency Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. So I thank him on behalf of our college and on my own behalf, and also on behalf of Bhutan.
Authorities in Jammu and Kashmir have further eased restrictions on the movement of people. They had also restored landline phone services in some areas of the Kashmir Valley yesterday. Government spokesperson Rohit Kansal said the services will be restored in other areas in a phased manner. He said primary schools across the valley will reopen tomorrow and all necessary arrangements in this regard have been made. Srinagar District Magistrate Shahid Chaudhary said 190 schools will resume classes tomorrow and extra classes have been planned to make up for loss of last 10 days. The district administration has offered the school managements all required assistance and support to restart the classes. Mr. Kansal said there was an increase in movement of private vehicles in Srinagar and other district headquarters of the valley. State DGP Dilbag Singh visited Pulwama and Anantnag districts in South Kashmir yesterday to review security arrangements and said prohibitory orders will be relaxed in more areas today. Srinagar Divisional Commissioner Bashir Khan said the administration has made elaborate arrangements for the return of pilgrims from Hajj today. He said sufficient fleet of buses have been arranged so that Hajj pilgrims reach their homes safely. A report from our correspondent.
Relaxation was provided in 35 police station areas across the valley yesterday and no report of any untoward incident was reported from these areas. Administration is contemplating easing restrictions in more and more areas from today. Meanwhile, for the convenience of the citizens of Srinagar district, the administration has started home delivery of LPG cylinders in the district. All the 19 LPG distributing agencies in the district have been asked to undertake home delivery in their respective areas. R.K. Rana, AR News, Jammu.
Vice President Venkaiah Naidu said that the Article 370 of the Constitution has been abrogated to ensure all-round development and extend benefits to the people of the newly created Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. He said this while interacting with Lithuanian President Gitanas Nausėda during his three-nation tour to the Baltic region. Mr. Naidu is scheduled to visit Latvia and Estonia. During his meeting with Mr. Nausėda in Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, on the first leg of his tour, Mr. Naidu asserted that the reorganization was aimed at reducing regional disparity and improving administrative efficiency. Mr. Naidu also thanked the government of Lithuania for extending its support and solidarity in condemning the Pulwama terrorist attack. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Heavy rain lashed several parts of the country, disrupting normal life. In Himachal Pradesh, several roads were blocked following landslides and flash floods. Met Department has warned of heavy rain in low and middle hills today, especially in Shimla, Solan, Mandi and Kangna districts. In Punjab, an alert has been sounded in several districts following the release of excess water from Bhakra Dam through the spill gates after heavy rainfall in its catchment areas. Rain lashed several places in Punjab, including Ludhiana, Amritsar and Mohali and Chandigarh. In Rajasthan, several rivers and dams are overflowing due to incessant rainfall. Chambal River is flowing 12 meters above the danger mark in Dholpur. Several parts of the Jammu region were lashed by heavy showers, raising water level in major rivers including Tavi. There were flash floods in Kathua and Samba districts. The national capital received light rainfall in the wee hours this morning, bringing respite from the humidity. Intermittent showers all through last night led to waterlogging in many parts of the city. Met Department has forecast light to moderate rains and thunder showers today. With the Yamuna flowing near the warning level, Delhi agencies are closely monitoring the situation to deal with any possible flooding. In Uttar Pradesh, water release from various dams has caused danger of flood in many villages in Bundelkhand region. More from a Lucknow correspondent.
After release of water from Mata Tila and Kota dams, rivers are flowing close to danger mark, flooding low-lying areas in Jalon, Hamirpur and Jhansi districts in Bundelkhand. Here almost all rivers including Yamuna and Betwa are in a spate, causing loss to catchment areas. In Hamirpur district, alerts have been issued in 64 villages that are near to flood-affected areas. The administration is keeping extra vigil and District Magistrate Abhishek Prakash along with government machinery has visited the danger impending areas yesterday. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Madhya Pradesh, water level in 96 out of 251 big and medium reservoirs in the state has crossed 90% capacity mark following copious rains of the last few days. A report from our correspondent.
According to the official information, out of 70, around 55 people are died related to excess rainfall and 15 people have died due to lightning. During this period, death of about 225 animals and damage to property of about 15 crore is also estimated. As per the Met Department, Madhya Pradesh has received 19% excess rainfall so far in this season. 27 districts of the state have received more than normal rainfall. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India understands the importance of water conservation and thus a new Ministry for Jal Shakti has been created. In his Independence Day address to the nation, Mr. Modi announced Jal Jeevan Mission to make drinking water available to all households.
हम आने वाले दिनों में जल जीवन मिशन को लेकर के आगे बढ़ेंगे और आने वाले वर्षों में 3.5 लाख करोड़ रुपए से भी ज्यादा रकम इस जल जीवन मिशन के लिए खर्च करने का हमने संकल्प किया। जल संचय का ये अभियान जैसे स्वच्छता का अभियान चला था, जन सामान्य का अभियान बनना चाहिए।
Nagpur-based National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, popularly known as NEERI, has taken up issue of raising groundwater level. More from a correspondent.
One of the project is being presently implemented at Narkhed in Nagpur district. Let us hear it from the senior scientist of NEERI, Dr. Pawan Kumar.
I will give an example of Narkhed where groundwater is used for irrigating orange orchard, and because of which the water level is going down. We have also found out that if we properly use groundwater, not only we can irrigate these orange orchard, but at the same time we can prevent lowering of this groundwater rapidly.
Such projects could be ideal under similar conditions and for similar crops across the country. This is Hemangi Kulkarni with Manoj Sonode, AIR News, Nagpur.
India won the gold at the Under-12 Asian Tennis Team Championship held in Kazakhstan. India defeated Chinese Taipei 2-1 in the summit clash to win the title. The final was a tie of 3 matches, 2 singles and 1 doubles, and India won both the single matches while lost the doubles encounter. 12-year-old Manas remained unbeaten in the entire tournament. The men's hockey team defeated Malaysia 6-0 in the opening encounter of the Olympic Test event in Tokyo yesterday. India will now face world number 8 New Zealand today. Earlier, Indian women's team registered a convincing 2-1 win over Japan. Gurjeet Kaur gave India 1-0 lead by scoring a goal in the 9th minute, but the hosts equalized it in the 16th minute as Japanese Aki Mitsuhashi scored a field goal. However, in the 35th minute, Gurjeet stepped up again to convert yet another penalty corner, which turned out to be the decisive goal in the match. They will now take on Australia today. And now, for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to V. Ravi Kumar.
Thank you, Abhishek. The Times of India quotes Prime Minister Modi as saying, "Honoured to have a friend like Bhutan." J&K perks up as curbs on wane, leads the Pioneer. The Asian Age headlines RSS chief as saying, "Education needs Bharatiyata." UNSC meet ends without outcome, reports the Statesman. On threat of drones in no-fly zones, Hindustan Times writes, government plans GPS tracking to prevent rogue drones. 11 lose sight after cataract surgery in Madhya Pradesh, says the Hindu, adding government revokes Indore hospital's license. Income Tax Department to change the way it communicates, be friendlier, informs the Times of India. And finally, Delhi enjoys a good air day for the first time since July 2017. Hindustan Times reports that the residents of Delhi on Saturday breathed the cleanest air in more than 2 years. The report adds that this was thanks to intermittent rain and strong winds with a little help from the anti-pollution measures put in place. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Ravi. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. New Delhi and Thimpu to take bilateral cooperation beyond the hydropower sector. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's cooperation in Bhutan's 5-year plan to continue. Restrictions further eased in Jammu and Kashmir. Landline phones in Valley restored. Primary schools to reopen tomorrow. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu says abrogation of Article 370 aimed at reducing regional disparity and improving administrative efficiency. Floods and heavy rain lashed several parts of the country, affecting normal life. India win gold at the Under-12 Asian Tennis Team Championship in Kazakhstan. And in hockey, Indian men beat Malaysia 6-0 in the opening encounter at the Olympic Test event in Tokyo. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.